The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. It is 6:03, 40 degrees, a little warmer than yesterday at this time. A reminder out of the gate to put these in your phone, these times of the show today. 8 a.m. We'll have free Pearl Jam tickets for you for Wrigley Field as we get you set up for that show. We world premiered the announcement of that, the new music, and the shows at Wrigley Field for the first time in almost 6 years. They're going there. So we can't wait for our shows there at Wrigley Field. We'll get you there 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, another GTFO. Killers in Vegas, a free trip to Vegas to see them in their hometown and a $100 Visa gift card for qualifying. That's at 7. And just after that, in Clash with Kenzie, we have LCD Sound System tickets. Very interesting ticket for 4 shows at the Aragon. They're putting on 2 of them already sold out, right, Case?
That's right. And you get tickets to the last show of the 4. So an exciting time that will be.
Yes. That's at 7:10 with Kara Kara, who will be filling in for Kenzie on maternity leave. And she loves doing trivia, Kara.
She does.
I'm not so sure on that, but she's got to do it. She's got to fight through it. Got to win. So that's coming up at 7:10. Valentine's Day yesterday. I would like to hear what you guys ended up. Maybe someone's leaving your house right now. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm talking about, right?
You'll get a little lucky.
Got a little the hibbity dibbity.
Hibbity dibbity?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
I know. We're here.
We're here.
Me and you.
So, is there something you want to do about that?
No. Play a long song and see what happens.
For the first time ever, we're going to play Freebird on
Yeah.
Q101.
See, the longest songs we could play. We could play 9 Inch Nails Closer always comes to mind. That's 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Is there anything longer than 6 minutes that we play? I can't think.
Man, I don't know. I don't think so. Because I'm trying to think of the 5s. It Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's Zombie.
Stone Temple Pilots Plush.
Yeah, that's
And
5:34.
Creep. Both their songs are 5.
Yeah. But I don't think other than 9 Inch Nails, which the radio edit's trimmed down a little bit, but it's still 6 minutes.
The radio edit. We play the full thing. We just bleep the F words.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
we do
right.
that. So let's see. Black Hole Sun, I think, is 5 minutes from Soundgarden.
Yeah, but that's not 6.
No, nothing 6.
Because we don't play like Wolf Mother, Joker, and the Thief. I think that's a 6-minute song, but we don't play that anymore.
That's a good song.
It is.
We should play that.
Do you want to make an executive decision?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. There you go. And, the classic rock formats can put on, like, friggin' Alice's Restaurant. It's a 25-minute song. On Thanksgiving, they play it every year. The guy on the air is taking a nap, going to pinch a
that's
loaf.
all they do. That's all they do.
Going to pick up his DoorDash downstairs. God. Dream situation. All right, so here we are. It's me and Case.
We're talking.
And,
we're hanging out.
Carol will be here soon, but I got to say, Valentine's Day, really sweet. I took Megan, who met us here at the station. Met us, but done met me.
And she was here for me.
Well, I had to decide somewhere for lunch. Harper's at daycare. We're just tired of spending babysitting fees. They're high. We love our babysitter, but man, we can't do it every week or even every month these days. So I said, let's go to a lunch Valentine's date. And I said, why don't we go to Gibson's? Gibson Steakhouse.
You've had a good year? You're doing quite well?
It's kind of funny because Trucker Mike checked in and goes, somebody won a lot on DraftKings last week. I go, you know what? I didn't. And even if I did, because I missed my Super Bowl bets, even if I did, it doesn't cover a Gibson's lunch.
No.
Woof. But it's cool. It's worth it. It's a special occasion. Let's go. And I got to say, that's a fantasy land there at lunch. Because dinner's one thing. Special occasions, I'm sure a lot of people have had, hopefully you've had the privilege of going there once in your life, maybe a graduation or something. Because it's pricey, no question. But it's good. And the environment, the vibe is so Chicago. It is so unique. But at lunch, you wonder what all these people do and how they live. And Megan and I are sitting there. I had a delicious ribeye steak sandwich. And Megan had the steak sliders. We had a little lump crab appetizer.
Oh, okay.
Had a couple of Modelo.
La-di-da.
Yeah. Oh, it was over $100 lunch there.
Little Modelo, is that what you're going to say?
Modelo Especial.
Uh-huh.
Not just the Modelo, I get the Especial.
Is that right?
Oh, it's so good.
What's the difference?
It's smoother. It's got a little more I wouldn't say less bite because I like Modelo, the regular, but the Especial just kind of feels like I'm rich.
Okay.
And that kind of was the theme of Megan. We're sitting there eating, having a good time, and this woman walks in like a full fur coat to her ankles, and one of those long ones. Probably like those are probably like $5,000. I don't understand the fake fur, real fur thing. Like I don't know, is fake fur still expensive?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I'm not a big fur guy.
Well, I was expecting someone from PETA to throw cans of soup on her in the middle of the lunch. So I assumed it was fake fur. But she sits down, has shopping bags from the Gold Coast, and, orders a bottle of wine for herself.
A whole bottle.
Whole bottle. By herself. And Megan kind of looks over and goes, I want that life. And I go, oh, not happy with moi?
And she said no and then ended lunch.
got the hell out of there. But she goes, wouldn't it be interesting? And we both kind of just fantasized about this woman and what she does and how her life goes. We were like, is she an heiress to the Portillo's throne somehow? And she doesn't have to worry about a bill any day. Mm-hmm. She can go to lunch and shop and get a bottle of wine for herself. And she got the steak salad, which is divine at Gibson's, by the way. And she can do that every day. Like for us, it was Gibson's lunch. We have daycare to pay. All our bills were like struggling. It was like, okay, we'll do Gibson's once this year.
But to be clear, you didn't talk to this woman. You don't know that she could do it every day. You just assumed she could.
She could be struggling in debt and just decide to dress up one day and pretend to be rich. We don't know that, but we just presumed by watching her eat lunch, we were fascinated with her life.
I don't understand how to accumulate wealth. You know what I mean?
That's another whole question.
Like, there's people out there. Like I do okay.
Yeah,
I get by. But there are these people that they have so much money, and I go, how? How did you do that? And then we were talking about buying houses off the air a few days ago, and you go, well, you should really get into debt now and buy a house and it'll pay off later. I go, I can't fathom that. I don't understand how money is. I just have the same amount of money always and it never gets bigger and it sucks.
Oh, it's terrible. It's a terrible situation. And this woman, we just figured, is living in some kind of $3 million condo in the Gold Coast and just goes to Gibson's probably a couple times a week. And then a girlfriend came up and met with her later on and they're just gabbing away and Megan's just kind of like, what a life she must lead.
Did the friend also wear a fur coat?
She did not. She had leather.
Ooh.
Yeah, a couple women with black leather on. That's very stylish these days, I guess.
What, a leather coat?
Well, no, kind of like a leather vest.
Really?
Yeah.
That's stylish.
Oh, I liked it.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a leather vest.
Yeah, there was a couple of them in there. The place got packed with people eating lunch, spending hundreds of dollars on lunch, and that was a rare event for us. Mm-hmm. It was just like, what do these people do? How do they exist?
This is our question all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, these people that make a lot of money, what the hell do they do? I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Mitchell checked in. She probably was the co-heiress to the Perkins restaurant chain. I think that was it, yeah.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Q101. Remember, we're about a half hour away from 7 a.m. The next GTFO. Killers in Vegas. A free trip. Can be yours. A $100 Visa gift card just for qualifying. 7 a.m. You just got to be here. We give you a word. You text it. That's your chance to go. But first, the fact that makes your brain go. And this involves everybody based on where you live and where you work. So 15% of Chicago buildings are lying to you. Okay? There's something going on where and you could be living in it. I'll just say this. It doesn't qualify for homes. If you live in a house, like a 2-story, 3-story house, doesn't involve you, you are safe. You are good.
Commercial real estate, basically.
Well, or it could be residential real estate if it's higher than if it's a bigger building than a couple floors.
Okay.
So they're lying to you. 15% of the buildings in Chicago, which when I give you this fact, it's going to unnerve you about where you live. If you live in something a little higher than a house, and if you haven't, I guarantee, like most Chicagoans, live in an apartment building at some point. It's hard to buy a house. We just talked about that in the opening break.
It's impossible, some might say.
Yeah. So living in an apartment building or working in a taller building, you're going to want to stick around for this fact because you may not want to go into work and you may want to move, is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's where we're getting to.
All right.
You're getting to because the people that built these things might not be...
On the up and up?
Well, might not be as morally responsible as you are, or... they don't care about your safety.
I guarantee this is that there's buildings out there that don't have fire systems. That if there's a fire, we're just all going to burn up.
No, that'd be too easy. You think I do that? What do you think I am? Some chump out here?
No comments?
Okay, so hang tight. In about 5 minutes, we'll give you that fact that'll blow your mind about where you work and where you live.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Well, speaking of GTFO, it's 25 minutes away is your chance to GTFO with the Killers in Vegas, 7 a.m. Just make sure you're here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And filling in for Kenzie is Kara Caravu, who's here now. Good morning. How was the ride in from Oak Park?
Wet.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple accidents out there. Be careful. We give traffic out there. It doesn't look so bad, but it can be slippery.
Yeah.
So the fact today that makes your brain just go relates to where you live and where you work. Now, if you own a house, a couple stories, don't worry about it. You're safe. You're good. Now, think about your friends. They live in apartment buildings. Go work in high rises in downtown Chicago because 15% of the buildings in Chicago, they're lying to you. They're immoral. Morally bankrupt, you might say. And also scared. One might even use the P word. The people that built this building.
Really?
I'm not going to say it because it's offensive.
No. You're a classy individual.
But 15% of Chicago buildings that are more than 13 stories actually have a 13th floor. But because of superstition around the number 13, they label it 14. It goes from 12 to 14. Have you ever been in a building that high, Case?
Yeah, the Hilton downtown.
Ooh.
I've just been in it. Relax. It's not. I don't live there. I'm at the Queen.
Did you ever stay there?
Yeah, my dad's got points. When he's in town, he stays there.
Oh, that's very nice.
I hang out there sometimes.
Well, staycation, they call it.
I do okay.
Yeah, wow.
It's a very comfortable hotel.
Mr. Luxury Apartments over here, Kara.
Now, Kara, I live in a building. Brian and Kenzie harp on this constantly. I live in a building where on the sign out front it says luxury apartments. I'm currently dealing with severe water damage in my closet. Our laundry room never works. All of our gym equipment is broken. There's not a lot of luxury to be found there.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Very sad.
Thanks, yeah.
It's like kind of in White Men Can't Jump when she
Yeah.
says, live in the Bella Vista apartments, there ain't the Vista View apartments.
Yeah.
There ain't no Vista and there ain't no view. So, you may not know this, but Kara Caravu, radio legend, works here, of course, at Q101 and in this building, but she also works in the real estate industry.
Yeah.
So, when you go through this, are they really that scared of the number 13? Like, no one, will anybody rent or buy a condo or apartment on the 13th floor?
Well, I think they would if they could. I don't think people care. I think it's from years ago, that thing. I mean, sometimes there's an issue if someone dies in the house, people don't want to buy it.
Oh, yeah?
I sold a house owned by a gangster. That was difficult.
Ooh.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. Not your Machine Gun Kelly that you play.
He's a wannabe gangster.
Yeah.
Wait, you sold the house of the legendary hitman Machine Gun
Yeah,
Kelly?
he used to live in Oak Park.
No way.
Yeah. Beautiful house. And the basement, the basement had fresh concrete, though. I was a little concerned myself. I'm like,
Fresh concrete
Yep.
basement.
Yep.
So there's bodies in there.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you sold it and
If
moved
you
on.
don't know, you don't have to say. So I don't know.
Did his relatives live there when you sold it?
No.
Oh.
No, they had gotten it from him. But the people were longtime owners. I think they were only the second owners after him.
Wow.
yeah.
And did you, when you in your selling point, were you saying, hey, Machine Gun Kelly used to own
wanted
this
to have a
house?
speakeasy open house. Yeah, I actually sent a press release. It was in the paper.
Really?
'cause I thought it's not a secret, so you may as well own it.
Right.
And they do all kinds of gangster tours, not only in Chicago, but buses go through Oak Park. So
Yep.
I tried to schedule the open house when they were going to be that way so they could get off and come in,
Wasn't an easy sell because of or any reason that it help out?
It may have. I mean, it still took a while, but yeah, it sold. And
Yeah.
honestly, it sold during COVID as someone who never stepped foot into it physically until they moved in.
Ooh.
So that was weird.
Do you think
Yeah.
they think there's buried money or gold in the house from
I mean,
him?
I'd be hoping if it was me that bought the house.
Because I've heard there's $1 billion in money from Al Capone's time that buried in different places around Chicago, and no one will ever find it because they don't know where it
Oh,
is.
crap. I should have dug a hole in the yard.
Might have found a body.
Yeah.
Wow, Machine Gun Kelly's house. That's cool. I just think it is. I agree with you. I think that nobody cares about living on the 13th floor, but these builders are so superstitious. It goes from 12 to
Yeah.
14, which probably makes people not get their Amazon packages.
Yeah.
Because they're given the wrong floor number half
I don't
the time.
think the Hancock had a 13. I'm not particular. I worked there for years.
me too.
I don't think they did.
Does this building have a 13?
That's what I'm wondering.
NBC Tower?
This building has a 13. I just don't understand the buildings that don't because they're still
There's
I
still
know,
a
what's
13th
there?
floor.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I
but-
just wouldn't want to be on the 14th floor then.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to die from a spider when you're sitting in your desk chair on the 14th floor.
Die from a spider?
Well, that's what they probably think is going to happen on the 13th floor.
Okay.
Or you're going to trip and fall through a window and fall off. I mean, I don't know what they think's going to happen.
What other gruesome deaths are possibilities?
Did you ever see that show, 1,000 Ways to Die, on Spike TV?
It was on Spike. Of course I saw it.
Oh, it was a great show. And there was always weird deaths like that. Somebody would trip and fall into a fence or something, or eat something grew inside him and killed him.
Ew.
That was a step too far for Kara.
Sorry, sitting there, the guy that massacred like 40 people who sold his house. But you don't care about a little tapeworm taking you out, Kara.
That grosses me
Jeez.
out.
Come on.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, less than 15 minutes away from 7 o'clock. GTFO, the Killers in Vegas. You get a trip for two, and you qualify with a $100 Visa gift card from our great friends at Benton House and Automotive and Boost Mobile. I didn't realize what this was going to unlock here, talking about the number 13. So the fact today that blows your mind was that 15% of the buildings in Chicago that have more than 13 floors have a 13th floor, obviously, but they don't number it that because of the superstition. So it goes 12 to 14.
Doesn't this mess firemen up if they're going to save you and your floor's on fire and they're looking outside counting up?
I agree. I think it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And a lot of people checked in on this. 773 checked in. I work in a residential high-rise building downtown. A lot of people actually request to be on the 13th floor.
I can see that.
Those goth kids, or what are they?
I think it's those true crime weirdos like Kenzie, these people that want to get in on the action. They want to feel goblins and ghouls all around them.
They want to be like when the police come to put up the police tape of the murder.
Yeah.
You know, they want to be right
They
next
got a
door.
front row seat. They got the popcorn ready. That doesn't surprise me at all.
I think so. Let's see. Some cruise ships skip the 13th floor.
That's a
630.
tall cruise ship.
Thank you. I
Jeez.
thought I didn't know cruise ships
Isn't that
had
high
floors.
for a cruise ship?
Have you ever been on a cruise?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, what was it, like a two-floor boat or
Yeah,
what?
it literally had the pirate symbol on the outside of the boat. It was, and there were
fun.
out of 1,200 people, 900 were carnies. I found out it was the annual carny cruise. So nobody had teeth. It was a crazy cruose.
How'd you end up on that?
It was a Cruise the Caribbean with Cara promotion, and apparently the advertiser got us on that boat.
Oh, my God. What station was that? The Loop?
No, that was in the suburbs. The Wabbit.
Oh, the Wabbit. I remember.
Our request lines were the hairlines. Yeah.
Kara, a radio legend, has worked all around your
Yes.
dial. That's hilarious. Also, UC Eric checked in, said the United Center has a secret 6th floor all of a sudden.
What could be there? I'm trying to figure out what secrets the Bulls are hiding from us there.
Yeah.
Because I just imagine like maybe Horace Grant is held captive on the 6th floor. And just no one's telling anybody.
Or maybe the whole floor just holds all his different goggles. He's got a goggle closet up there. I don't know.
Oh my goodness, they're rich in rec specs with Horace Grant.
Holy
Yeah.
cow. So AJ checked in, who works at O'Hare, one of our listeners. He says O'Hare doesn't have a C-13 jet bridge because of the superstition.
I was wondering is there a gate 13 too? Like
So they skip it.
that's wild.
That's wild. Also, somebody in the know in hospitals says that hospitals don't have a number 13 or room number 13s. Think about it next time you go to the hospital. Hopefully you don't go soon. That's interesting. And 224 checked in. My house number was supposed to be a 13 in my neighborhood, but they skipped it. And he went to 15. So it skipped, it should be 11, 13, 15 on the odd side of the street and went right to 15.
Oh, okay.
So whoever built the house he bought it from, they didn't have a 13.
Well, sometimes they skip a lot, like if a house takes 2 lots and they skip a number. That's what I always thought. It never dawned on me that they were just skipping a number 13.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't believe that this much of number 13 affects where you live, how you live, where you work, all this stuff. And to Kara's point, I think it's dangerous because firefighters aren't looking for your apartment number. They're just counting the floors.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do we know why the number 13 is considered unlucky?
I don't. We all have this little computer in front of us, the Google machine.
I'll take that as a hint.
I'll look it up. I just didn't know if you knew it, Brian.
I don't know why it's unlucky.
Well, according to some research I've done here with the University of South Carolina, they claim that one of the reasons 13 might be unlucky is that Judas, who was the apostle who betrayed Jesus, was the 13th guest at the Last Supper.
Oh.
So they associate bad dinner guests with the number 13,
Well,
13 being
was a
unlucky.
bad ending to that, yeah.
Super unfortunate if you ask
Yeah.
me.
One bad decision in your life can really have repercussions.
This is cancel culture. You're labeled forever. And Judas got canceled. It's really unfortunate.
He was the first guy to get canceled?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, it's terrible. Hey, see, you think it's some new Gen Z thing? No.
No.
It goes back to the Bible.
Oh, man, Judas, the original cancel culture guy. That looks good on a T-shirt. I got to get that.
That should be a Twisted shirt next year for Q101.
We'll get right on that.
I mean, I don't know who's going to play to relate to that. Like, what band wants to put that on their
We
shirt?
can get Judas Priest.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude! First announcement, Judas Priest is playing Twisted. Coming up in December. Early announcement. Here's Go Curtis with your headlines. We're less than 10 minutes away from GTFO, the Killers in Vegas. Go ahead, Gil. Hit us.
This is not headline news. Today is Singles Awareness Day. Most Americans don't care. They prefer to celebrate Craft Singles Awareness Day. Scientists say children should avoid screens until age 3. Disagreeing with scientists, anyone sitting next to a screaming toddler on a plane. CBS will air a concert special by Billy Joel. It's an attempt by CBS to reach out to younger viewers. The most popular Google search for people aged 55 and over is how to retire, followed closely by how to play pickleball. The Oakland A's hired Jenny Cavnar as the first female play-by-play announcer in Major League Baseball history. And both Oakland A's fans are ecstatic about the news. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.